Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim or Simnaya. And thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across a video, people talking about Tiffany Haddish, what she did during a runway in Paris, right? And a lot of people did not find it funny. Some said that she is like she should have some class because there is something some people shouldn't be doing at a certain age and all that. And I absolutely agree with them. There is nothing as beautiful as a classy woman, because how are you seated with people? She was seated with, like, white women and all that, and they dared her to, like, run the walk the runway. And to my greatest surprise, this lady got up and walked walked the runway, and she almost bumped into a model. Like, she had to walk very fast. Who really? Some are going to say that there is nothing wrong with that and all that. It's okay if you do not find anything wrong with that, but there are, I mean, like, people should have class no matter what. Why did the people daring her? Why did they not get up to walk the wrong way? And moreover, Haddish is not even a model, and the people telling her to dare, they dared her, are all models, but they sat down, and this young lady got up and walked down like in shame. This is also part of the reasons why some people sometimes try to be rude or talk to Black people in some certain way. We can do better. Let's get into this video.
I like the lace at the bottom, girl. Stop.
Tiffany Haddish is a prime example of what people believe the tap dancing Negro is supposed to look like. If y'all haven't seen it right now, there's a video circulating around where Tiffany Haddish is with Paris Hilton at a runway show. Paris Hilton dares Tiffany to get up in the middle of the show, walk the runway, and when she comes back around the corner, she nearly bumps into one of the models. Of course, when Tiffany gets back, everybody's laughing. Paris is like, oh my God, this is so freaking funny. And Tiffany, with her clown makeup on, is super proud of the decision that she just made. I still wonder why people make certain people famous. Tiffany has a story. I think a lot of people have great stories about, where they came from before they became famous. And while I do believe that some people deserve chances in life, in a sense where they deserve to become a model for people or become, some person that people look up to, Tiffany is not one of those people. She's never been one of those people. Tiffany has single-handedly, in almost every movie that she's played in, played the stereotypical Black, loud, ghetto, ratchet, baby mama, crazy Black woman. Even Marlon Wayans said that he couldn't even hire her to play someone that he wanted like her in a movie because she does too much. She's extra. She goes above and beyond, and not in a good sense. In my opinion, Tiffany Haddish is doing whatever it takes for people to notice her. And that's what's going to be to her demise. She's doing whatever it takes, even if she looks foolish. You've seen Tiffany Haddish get DUIs, drinking, going crazy on Shakira. We've seen so many bad things, and we're never going to forget what her and Aries Spears did to that baby. Tiffany was that Black girl that went to an all-white school, and she would sit next to popular kids to become their friends, and whatever her popular friends said to do, she would do in order to be cool with them. Come to find out, those people don't even like her. They're just using her because she looks stupid, because everything they say to do, she does it only because she just wants to be popular like them. That's Tiffany Haddish. The people you want to like you is laughing at you. Somebody needs to take Tiffany by the hand, sit her down, and give her a good talking to. She needs a coach. She needs a good manager. She needs a good people behind her, because clearly she has no good people behind her. Tiffany Haddish
is known for not being funny. You go ask somebody about Tiffany Haddish right now, the first thing they're going to say is, I never found Tiffany Haddish funny. She sullies the name of women comedians, which I'm personally offended by because, I'm kind of a comedian. But what she should be known for is not this whole runway incident for being a coon, where she let Paris Hilton and the rest of them white gals convince her to embarrass herself by walking down a runway. What she should be known for is that skit that she did. with that other comedian whose name I can't remember, where they were doing child SA type skits. One of the lines was, "Can you watch my kids while they're in a bathtub, little kids?" And the man come in there, the male comedian come in there with a cigarette talking about, "I'm gonna get my Michael Jackson shit on." And then proceeds to tell the kids about some don't tell type shit. The woman is sick, and y'all talking about her being a coon? And then people get on here and make, Tiffany, she's so sweet. You just want to protect her. Tiffany this, and the gal is fucking disgusting. She's a fucking weirdo and a disgusting human being. Y'all worried about the wrong thing. She should have never, ever, ever been allowed to come back into the public attention and make any type of money at all. She traumatized them little kids. Her and they fucking parents and that male comedian dude should all go to fucking jail. Oh, she was cooning on I don't give a fucking damn. That woman should not have any opportunity to be in the public eye. She should be behind jail walls. Her, the male comedian, and them kids' parents who knew what the fuck was going on. Who the hell dropped their kids off with some adults? No. 0 out of 10.
Right now. You go down and you tell us what time you're doing. Do it now. Right now. Do it. Wait. Yes, now. That's going on.
I'm really starting to believe that she has some type of a humiliation kink. Out of all the people sitting in that row, why would they dare her, right? And I want y'all to take a look at this laughter. This is not the laughter of people laughing with you. This is we're laughing at you. And when we got in the car, we talked about, oh my God, I cannot believe that dumb actually did it. She really did it. The Hiltons are the original Mean Girls. And when I say Mean Girls, I mean like real live mean girls. But being a mean bitch has always worked for Paris Hilton. It's who she is. And she lives up to it in every aspect of the word. Why didn't she ask her daughters? Why didn't she dare her daughters? Because she would not dare humiliate her child in that way. She knows that that was humiliating. But Tiffany Haddish, being who she is, and I think she has ruined her ruined her. She has no stock left in Hollywood, right? So in order to stay relevant, she is forced to participate in these humiliation exercises with the upper echelon, right? Whether it's with everything happening in Gaza, and then she jumps her ass on a plane, talk about, I want to go see what the men in Israel are like. In the middle of a war? And now you're crashing someone's runway show? Something that a lot of people, not just the designer, but the engineers, the people who orchestrated it, everyone that put together the models, you're throwing them off with your big stalky ass. Imagine you're on the fucking clock, and here this bitch go barging in, and now no one's talking about the fashions; they're talking about this bitch. Like, it's just so embarrassing to see her doing this. It's like, it just further proves like she was never funny, because if you were ever actually funny, even if you would have hit a couple of hiccups along the way, you would have been able to bounce back at some point, right? Because even Cat Williams went through his own situations, arrests, and has been able to bounce back multiple times. But he's funny. He's actually talented and focuses more on his craft
than being a fucking pony for the rich and famous.
What is it called when them dolls be hanging from the strings like a puppet? Yeah, that's what Tiffany Haddish looked like, getting up there, walking that runway because Paris Hilton dared you to make a fool of yourself, to make a mockery of somebody else's business, though. Like, that's a fashion show, and you chose to get up there and play while somebody is trying to feature their designs for amusement of Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton is like a what? Multi-millionaire, billionaire? That was fun for her, and you was the butt of the joke. Like, are we serious here? You thought you did something with that? You thought that was fucking hilarious? This is why people play in black people's face for shit like that. For you being a fucking clown on TV for Paris Hilton, who would have never did no shit like that. That's why she dared you. That's why she dared you, because she would have never did no clown shit like that. They wasn't laughing with you. They was laughing at you. What's the radio show here in Chicago that be like, the donkey of the day award goes to Tiffany Haddish? Tiffany Haddish. The fuck?
Hey y'all, what's up? Good night, motherfuckers. Now, I saw the video of Tiffany Haddish walking on the runway after Kathy Hilton and boost her ass up to do so. And what's pissing me off about you motherfuckers on TikTok and online, y'all was making a big deal about this shit like Tiffany Haddish got up and was walking down the runway and ran into like the goddamn models who was coming out. There was absolutely nobody on the runway. They was having fun, having a good time. I swear, y'all really be wanting motherfuckers to be miserable. I understand a lot of y'all don't like Tiffany Haddish, but in that moment, she did absolutely fucking nothing. They were having a chuckle. And here y'all go. Here y'all go. The Negro Brigade. Oh my God, she did that and she letting a white woman. They was having a good fucking time. She did not knock anything over, knock anybody over. And she kept walking. Hell, she probably went to the bathroom because she probably had to pee. Why in the entire fuck would y'all make a big deal out of that? There's no big deal because Tiffany Haddish got up and walked down the runway. Like, y'all really be getting on my fucking nerves sometimes. God damn. Can a bitch just live without sisters trying to make a big deal out of something? Y'all been making something out of nothing. It was nothing. What do y'all think about this? Leave me a comment. Let's talk about it. And don't forget to hit the follow button. Toodles. Y'all aggravating as fuck.
Tiffany Haddish is a prime example of what people believe the tap dancing Negro is supposed to look like. If y'all haven't seen,
Because Tiffany Haddish is a type of person that likes to be a follower. Simple as that. She's that 85% that Erykah Badu always talk about that loves to follow. She's not the 10% that will invest in towards the ones that like to follow and make an investment, if you know what I mean. Right now, she's trying to keep herself up into the who's who to feel irrelevant because of all the skeletons that was happening in her closet that was revealed previously before. And she's trying to build up her career. So she's thinking being around these aristocrats and these elites are going to make her feel something. Because remember, sometimes it always comes down to people's childhood. Because of her past and things that happened to her. So she wants to feel like to be a part of something. And whoever is behind the scenes that's coaching her and grooming her to do all those things, she's feeling like this is going to be a way where she's going to be back on her platform. But no one takes Tiffany Haddish seriously anymore, because that goes to show that she's more a clout chaser and a follower than more than a person that's doing and her be at the beat of her own drum, if you can say. But we don't want to talk about Tiffany Haddish. She's the less irrelevant. But I just wanted to pinpoint and put my opinion to that. I want to focus on this chick too. Her name is Paris Hilton. Everybody knows who she is. Her family owns a lot of Hilton hotels and so forth. She's a social aristocrat. I remember back in the days in her younger age, this woman was practically every single where. She dated a guy who did the reality show with Girls Going On Wild. And I don't know what happened to him after that, but I remember back in the days, he would have all these girls, you know, especially when they go to the beaches and stuff, especially if it's Freaknik or one of those spring break attires, get them stupidly drunk on drugs and be stripping and doing all kind of stuff. I remember she was on a reality show with Lionel Richie's daughter, Nicole Richie. And honey, if people didn't say they were high back then, yes, they were, allegedly. Back in the day, she used to be spiraling down, doing a lot of things, which she now, you know, now she's married. She's a mother, and she's trying to keep herself in a conservatorship and be this iconic moment, considering the family has a platform and they're like another Rothschild, another Rockefeller and so forth, especially with all those exclusive hotels that they have all around the country, including the Caribbean. But my pet peeve with her is when she went to Jamaica, West Indies, sometime in the midst, I think somewhere scaling down from spring going to summer of this year. And she wanted to troubleshoot about an incident that happened about a school. Now, this school was originally a private school, and it was an institution to help children from their adolescence and adulthood to pretty much be mindful of the things that they do, especially to prevent them from drugs and this and everything. She considered it as AKA abuse camps, considering the fact that she had experience with that. I found it to be very ironic that how she came on the social media, which is TikTok, and was listening to this Caucasian reporter talking about the school. And remind you, the school's headquarters is originally in America. Matter of fact, the headquarters is still in Florida. And from what I understand, I don't know if the school is still open. I know that the school still has its network and the operation is still open. But I noticed that when she went to Jamaica, West Indies to view the situation and talk on behalf of these young boys who are pretty much native and United States citizen. But my thing is, how come the society never ridiculed the parents when they decided to sign these children to go to a remote school that's far away from them? They lost sight and contact with them. They pretty much never went and goes observe how the school is, how the activities, all that stuff. And then they come to find out that the school didn't have the credentials, the paperwork or this. And they found out that they claimed that the school was not a school that had accreditations. And it so happened that the school was located in Jamaica, West Indies, somewhere near Treasure Island. Now, there was a hotel that I get to find out that was condemned after, not really condemned, but shut down after COVID. And there was alleged allegations that that hotel was not really too much far from her parents' hotel. And they found out that that was an excursion where allegedly human trafficking was taking place. And I noticed that they stopped investigating that story and focused on the story about the school. And this school was known as a Leadership Alliance School or whatever. And the chairperson of the school was born and raised as an American, Caucasian, just like her. He didn't go to jail, but the people who were subjects and pretty much was the ones that was investigating in the so-called investigation. And I found it very ironic that she came there with her husband, had a meeting with the CPS, which is known as the social working, and pretty much was shaking hands with all the people in them. And they started looking at her because she was an iconic Caucasian woman who has money. And then pretty much they detained, I think, 4 or 5 men and put them in jail. To this day, they're still in jail. Now, according to sources, and one of the sources that I heard, they claim that the men never touched these children. They never choked them. They never beat them. They never did nothing. That's what they said allegedly. And the guy, because he cannot afford legal representation, and you know, what I hear in Jamaica is money talks and everything walks. And you see the corruption that's going place that had happened to Vybz Kartel when he did 13 years and had to fight for it. However, that's the same thing. So as soon as a person like her, pretty much her family owns hotels and stuff and so forth. And then what really pissed me off was the legalities and not really getting the adequate information. And this is where I say people in the islands, some of them, they're into colorism and they still have the slave mentality. Because soon as she came there and she observed, now I'm not saying these kids could be lying or telling any type of fib or whatever, but my thing is, you know, there has to be repercussions not only for the facility, but also to the parents for leaving their kids there unattended. Then the thing is, she went and made a big press conference similar to Ashton Kutcher when they went to Congress and wasted all our taxpaying money to talk about how they want to be a prevention for helping children, you know, abused children and stuff and so forth. Now, she used that as a press conference, I guess because of her liaisons and pretty much her interaction and being a socialite. So that gave her buco, you know, buco points, a platform and everything. And they used that situation as a publicity stunt. And I'm going to say that, a publicity stunt allegedly, because one of the gentlemen who I have adequate sources with claimed that he never touched those children. And they said he was a former football player. And he used to be a part of Jamaica's international sports. And he so happened to work there. And he, you know, and because he didn't want to say too much, because, you know, when you're in jail, you have to be careful. When moving right along, those men are stuck in jail. Adequate information has not been taking place on the behalf to prove that they did. I don't even think they even seen the courtroom. I don't think they had legal representation, but they only did it towards her because she was a socialite and her family already inherited X amount of money in Jamaica as far as with their hotels. One of their hotel is a franchise called The Rock. Now, recently they said a lot of people who are immigrants started, you remember the time when they said the immigrants went to charter trains and they landed in Jamaica and they ended up going to a hotel to stay there and accommodations where everything was on behalf. Now, I'm not saying that she had anything to do with it, but I find it to be very suspicious. And then now you see her prancing around, being with all the aristocrats and elites. You see her hanging around with Tiffany Haddish and Megan Thee Stallion, all that stuff. The two eyesore to the black community, Megan Thee Stallion and also Tiffany Haddish. And she has and another thing with Paris Hilton is, you know, they don't like to listen to the truth, because when you're speaking all these things and you have all these topics and evidence, she's the first one to talk about, oh, this is bullying. No, it's not bullying. The same way how you went there to Jamaica and basically use your credentials and your platform and pretty much put these men in jail, whether they're innocent or guilty, but they didn't even have a right to even stand in trial and even try to find out the full investigation of the school. Because to me, if you're coming after the workers, you should also come after the people who was in charge of the school. Okay. But like I said,
You know, color is color. They will protect their own. But people like us, they will use us and invest us to be a marketing tool. And that is investments in jail, 6 feet under, or try to profit.
I don't know, maybe I'm a softie, but I can't help but to feel bad for Tiffany Haddish sometimes. Because, yeah, she's a comedian, but I don't think she understands that there's a time and a place for everything. And with the years that Tiffany has been in the industry, the fact that she hasn't got the hint yet, I don't know. Maybe she's a little slow. Oh, is that rude? I think I'm being rude. But it's like, you know, like, you should know when it's like, okay, I'm gonna be cute today. I'm gonna see pretty. I'm not gonna do the most. And then there's a time where you're like, I'm gonna be funny. I'm gonna be Tiffany Haddish, the comedian. Like, you should be able to turn it on and off. And I don't know, I feel like Tiffany, she's just like, on 100 all the time, just looking crazy sometimes. And I don't know, I just can't help but, like, I feel bad because I don't think she gets it. She's not very demure. She's not cutesy or mindful. She's just all over the place. And the thing is, it's like, where's her team? Does she even have a team? I just can't help but to feel bad. Like, it's just, sister, get it together. Have some decorum. You know?
So this is all I got from this video. And for the woman that said why like, you know, black people always ready to talk about some certain thing that she did nothing wrong. See, I am not gonna lie, that was just very silly of her getting up from where she was to start walking around the runway. Is she part, or is she one of the models? Of course she is not. I mean, I know sometimes there are things you do, like, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, she's not supposed. Well, this is absolutely wrong. I mean, she was there having a whatever time she was having with those, and they did, like, you know, who does that? I mean, I think there are some things you don't let people dare you with, because I mean, we are adults, we are no longer babies, right? And a full-grown woman like her, somebody dared her, can you, like, you know, well, and she's not even a model. I mean, why didn't they do it? I mean, the people that, why did they not get up and, like, you know, go through the runway? And she almost ran into the girl. I mean, there was a black girl coming and she almost ran into her. She has to, like, you know, walk faster and like, you know, look for a way to cover up. There are some things people shouldn't be doing, like, you know, at a particular certain age. And then eventually people are going to wake up and say, oh, it's all black people and all that. That is one of the reasons why when some certain things happen, they look us dead in the face and tell us some certain things. I mean, we all can do better. And I see a lot of people also telling her that what she did wasn't good. Like in her comment section, people were like asking her, did you really do that? Like, you know, get up to walk down the runway for no reason. Like, just because you were dead to do that and you got up straight up, start working with that her clown makeup. Like one of the ladies, I mean, like that her makeup wasn't really looking good. And just had to work. And they were like, yeah, I am sorry. But not like I'm trying to, a lot of people will be like, maybe you're trying to find some, but there are some things at a particular age that you get to. You then, like, you don't let people dare you with some certain things. Like, you know, if you think you can, why not do it? Right? It doesn't, I mean, we all love to be classy. There is nothing as beautiful as a classy woman. I mean, it's so cool, it's so beautiful that, like, you know, being, we can joke around. I'm not saying people shouldn't joke around. You can joke around, but that thing she did was so degrading. Like, you know, it's so childish and, like, not classy, like not demure and not mindful, you know. Yeah, that is it for now. And let me know what you think in the comment section, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.